Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's plan with me, we are going to be decorating my classic Happy Planner using some pattern paper along with my Happy Planner box sponge, so let's get into it. And today's paper pad is the Miss Caroline from My Mind's Eye. It is a pretty old paper pad. I have had it forever, so I don't know if you can get this exact same pattern paper pad anymore, but I love it. I think this was my very first pattern paper pad that I ever got, and the one that finally got me into scrapbooking and later on into card making and the whole papercraft world. In my opinion, it is very shabby chic and just really beautiful, especially for autumn with all the wood and the plaid. Anyhow, if you do not have this exact same pattern paper pad, today's spread can be recreated with absolutely any pattern paper that you may have or that you may find in your local store. Or if these papers are not your style, of course, you can just use any colors and patterns that go more aligned with your personal style and just make it your own. And I had already used this paper pad before in my channel like 3 years ago, so I will be linking at the end of this video the plan with me where I used this exact same paper pad in a different way and where I combined it with other stickers, so make sure to check it out if you like using pattern paper in your spreads. In the meantime, I will really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy my videos. It is a free and great way of helping the channels you love, so thank you so much for taking your time to do it. Once I have all of the boxes sponged out, I will go ahead and I will start sticking them down with my adhesive that I have linked in my Amazon favorites, and you can find the link to my Amazon favorites in the description of this video as well as the description of every video. You can check out in there the different sections that I have. I have some planner favorites, crafting favorites, and even some of the nails that I like to use in my videos. I also have a section of fun finds, just things that I like on Amazon that maybe I would like to try someday. So make sure to check all of those. Of course, those links are affiliate, which means that I get a very tiny commission when you buy things from them at no cost to you, so I really appreciate when you use them. Now back to my spread, I am layering some of the boxes because layering boxes to me is a very fun and interesting way of using decorative boxes in my spreads. But I don't necessarily layer all of them. Some of them I stick individually and some of them I even place within the lines, while some of them I offset them from the lines that are already in my pages. And in this case, I am using the placement and spacing of the first couple of boxes that I already sticked to my pages as a guide for the rest of the boxes, just to have everything even and balanced. Now for the checklist this week, I decided to use some pattern paper and also this Knockouts border punch from American Crafts, since it already has some tiny circles that I can use as bullet points or check circles. And once I punch out both edges from this piece of paper, I will go ahead and use my trimmer to cut it into 2 little strips, which are gonna be my actual checklists. And in here I started cutting them down to 0.5 inches wide, but you will notice that I ended up cutting them even thinner because I felt they were still a little too bulky and I wanted something a little more dainty and delicate. But of course, you are creating your checklists yourself, so you can make them as thick or thin as you might want them to be. I also cut them down in height to only 3 circles, each one of them, and I ended up making some in yellow as well with the yellow wood grain pattern, because this is gonna be an autumnal spread for me, so I wanted more of the red and yellow color combo, which gives me more of a fall vibe. Then I will place them down in my pages using a tiny bit of my dotted adhesive just to keep them in place temporarily in case I want to move them around when adding more elements to my spread. Then I will use this coffee sticker from Iconic Imperfections to mark down my Coffee Monday, as well as these beautiful dividers, and she has a lot of these foil ready stickers. I personally do not own a laminator or a ink machine, and even though I really love her black and white icons just as they are because they are so versatile and they match absolutely any spread, these dividers in particular, I really wanted to foil them, so I used my iron. So the foiling is not as perfect as in these Divi icons, which were foiled by her, and you can buy her icons and dividers foiled or not foiled. You have the option to choose what you prefer, so it depends if you want to pay a little extra for the already foiled stickers, or if you want to use them either in black and white or to foil them yourself with different foiling colors. And the owner of Iconic Imperfections is Sonja, a sweet planner friend of mine. She's Puerto Rican too, and she has been with us here in my channel since the beginning. So I will link her shop in the description of my video for you to check out. Now back to my spread. I am now adding some washi tape. The pink washi tape with the lacy design is from Recollections from Michaels, and now the wooden washi tape is from Hobby Lobby. And I'm simply using the washi tape to fill in the white space a little more and to add more interest, as I always try to do with my spreads. As you can see, I am layering them with one another and ripping the end of them into a diagonal, and I think that added a really nice finishing touch to the scrapbooking style of this spread with all the pattern papers and all of that. Then I decided to replace this piece of washi tape on Monday with one of the gold foiled dividers or decorative headers from Iconic Imperfections, as well as added one of them to the sidebar. To finish filling in the remaining white space in the sidebar, I decided this time around to go the very fast and easy way. I simply added a long piece of pattern paper to it, and I punched out the bottom edge of it with the border punch to tie everything together. I chose this beautiful yellow pattern with the doilies. At the end, I feel it turned out a little brighter than I wanted it to be, but again, I wanted this spread to be more on the autumnal side, so I decided to bring into the spread more of the yellow with that pattern on the sidebar. And for the same reason, I decided to pull into the spread more of the red as well, because again, to me, autumn is perfect for all the yellows and reds together, especially in this spread where we do not have any of the traditional orange. Not that you cannot have a beautiful autumnal spread without any of those colors, but in this case, I wanted more of those traditional fall colors. And what a better way to pull in that red that I wanted so badly in my spread than with some really beautiful washi tape. These two washi rolls are from Hobby Lobby. I think they came together as a set, and I cut both of them in half and used one half on each page. As you can see, with that blue washi tape, I also pulled into the spread a bit more of that blue that I had here and there already in my spread, and I think that helped balancing the colors even more. And of course, it also added to that shabby chic look that I went for with this spread. Then I finished sticking everything down in my spread. For the piece of paper in my sidebar, I used a combination of my tape and my glue, and the glue is from Tombow, which will also be linked in my Amazon favorites. I personally do not like using a lot of liquid glue in my planner pages because I feel like they always warp a little too much for my preference, but in this case I just went in with some tiny dots of glue and it worked beautifully. It didn't damage or warped my pages at all, and I started using my usual tweezers, which I really like to use with my stickers because the stickers already stick to the tweezers anyway. So I find my regular tweezers easier to use with the stickers, since these reverse tweezers are a little too hard for me to squeeze and get open. But in this case, because the pieces of paper do not have adhesive all over them, it was a lot easier to use my reverse tweezers, which are also in my Amazon favorites, so check them out if you think that is something that interests you. Then I used a circular sticker from the Happy Planner to add a little something extra to my sidebar, and with that my spread was all finished. I am really happy with how my spread turned out. Please remember to give me a thumbs up if you like it as well. It always makes my day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care and stay safe. Bye!